Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It has been a very long time, and today I'm actually going to just make a quick state of the channel type of video, while at the same time also playing Endless Legend, like you see here. And I'll just check some of these runes. Okay. And put this around. So, anyways, it has been more than a hot minute since I posted anything on the channel. For all intents and purposes, the channel has been dead for the last 2 years, and there was a lot of reasons for that. Again, as I mentioned before, a lot of personal reasons. And one of the strange things is that my experience with COVID is almost completely the opposite of a lot of people's experience. For me, COVID was, and I say was because I would like to think that we're at least past the majority of it, an extremely busy time in regards to just about everything. Now, take that in comparison to a lot of other people's experience where COVID was a period of not much going on, a lot of disruption, but they were stuck at home. They couldn't do anything. While me, I had just started a brand new job in March of 2020, right when COVID was taking off. I was moving states from Arizona to California, and my wife was also in school, and we were trying to, get her school worked out, and that was a huge disruption because, of course, her school got disrupted, and we were trying to make things happen. And we were also living out of a hotel room and see what our living situation was. It was just one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. And with almost no way to get around it. So, let's see here. 1, 2, so that's an anomaly. 9, 9, 11, 9, 4, 8. Yeah, actually, ironically enough, the spot they dropped me in is actually a very good spot for the city. So, anyways, 2020, then 2021 was also extremely busy in helping my wife, finish her school so she could stay focused on school. I was working all the time. I was working close to 50, sometimes 60-hour weeks, and I still am. So actually, I was at home a lot. And that left me almost no time even to turn on the computer to play a video game, much less anything else. The good news is, however, is that things have kind of changed. I mean, there's still a lot of things that are up in the air right now. But there is going to be some stability coming here pretty soon. Probably one more change. We'll have to see where my wife's job's going to land at this point, but the employment market's really good, and we'll see what she can get. I'm optimistic. I think she'll do very well. Now, going back to the channel here, a couple things I want to bring up. First of all, the main focus of the channel was mostly EVE Online. Probably around 3 years ago. And in all honesty, I have not played EVE Online really at all in the last 2 years. The time commitment was too much, and of course, if I'm in a situation where I can barely even turn on the computer to play a video game, much less anything else, of course, I didn't leave any time for EVE Online or any other MMORPG for that matter. Yeah, there were a couple times, maybe late at night, I could get in a Dota 2 game, and I've streamed a few of those, but that was about the extent of it. And that was, of course, after I came back from work. It's late at night, and so as you can imagine, there wasn't a lot to go off with that. So, long story short, I am going to kind of refocus the channel. There's a very good chance it will not continue to be EVE Online unless there's a huge demand for it. Also, EVE Online itself has issues. namely the way it's been approaching monetization over the last year or two. Essentially, EVE Online has become a very mature game, and the routes to growth are very limited. Their subscriber base is probably as big as this is going to get. It's an incredible game, by the way, but it's to a certain segment that not many people are going to be into if they're not already into it. So if someone is not in EVE Online yet, there's probably a good chance they probably won't get into it unless they can really open up the marketplace. So now what we're seeing is all these monetization strategies focused on skins and Plex, buying clothes for a walking in stations mode that was never implemented, other than a very unsuccessful trial run back in 2011. This is over 10 years ago now. And here we are, we still have nothing when it comes to avatars other than taking pretty pictures. That was a mode that was completely dropped. Really something they need to go back to. Because walking in stations, that didn't come out of thin air. That was something that CCP had put a lot of research in. They knew it was a point that was preventing them from growing their product. But that was it. And we never saw anything more from that. The other thing about EVE Online was the introduction of buying skill points. Now, to me, that was kind of a step too far. Once you're able to buy skill points with a credit card, that is, to an extent, kind of pay to win. Actually, I'll put it the other way around. I'll put that 1 and 2. There we go. So, I don't want to attack. I need to parlay with them. I need the language square. Actually, let's do this. Can I get the language square fairly quick? 42. I can do that in 5 turns. Yeah, let's with that. Now we can explore. So, when we had ISK in EVE Online, one could buy a ship with ISK and Plex. Using Plex, selling Plex to get ISK to buy this incredibly powerful ship. And there was a huge amount of complaints about that particular mechanic. When CCP first implemented Plex, they were very careful about how they did it, that it did not break the game loop. So basically it was a one-way transaction. Once you bought Plex, you couldn't do it in reverse. You couldn't sell it for real money. Of course, that was to stop all the bot farmers and ISK farmers. And yet, people still used it. But once the ship went boom, that was it. It went boom, and whatever advantage they occurred from buying Plex and selling it immediately vanished the moment that ship was vaporized. So I kind of gave that a pass a bit. But with the purchasing of skill points, that's permanent. That sticks, And to me, that actually really does break the game strategy in EVE Online, because part of it is really thinking about how you want to develop your avatar, your character in EVE Online, what you want to invest in, and now you don't really have to think about that at all. You can buy skill points in anything, and the cost in time is completely thrown out the window. If someone wants to get Minmatar Battleship 5, for example, yeah, sure, they whip out the credit card, they buy the skill points, boom, they can get that in one day. I passed all of them, huh? Okay, I guess I can't go there. 30 dust, we'll take some of that. So to me, that was kind of a breaking point with EVE Online. Not a total one, but it really took a lot of the investment in EVE Online out of the game. That I think was really important, for the game. So these long story short that I'm making here is that I don't foresee myself returning to EVE Online in the near future unless there is a huge demand for it as far as YouTube videos go. Then I'll consider it. If there's like, hey, we love these videos, can you continue doing your low set guide and things like that? Yeah, okay, then I may fire up EVE Online again and try to give it another go. But we'll see. It also has to interest me as well. So where I'm thinking of taking the channel now is, in essence, focusing on different types of categories of games. Namely, one I'm thinking of is turn-based strategy games, like you see here with Endless Legend, or Endless Space 2, which is another one I really enjoy. There it does. We'll take some of that. Okay, let's start our way back here, because we're going to have that language square, and then we can talk to these guys. Another category is space simulations. So games such as X Beyond the Frontier, Everspace, Elite Dangerous, or the older ones such as X-Wing, TIE Fighter, Wing Commander, which I've always loved, and I did a review on that. And the third thing that I'm thinking about are game reviews of either older to middle age type of games that people really seem to enjoy. So I did a review on Age of Wonders 2 and let's see here, and Privateer. And actually those reviews, my review of those games or first impressions or things like that, have actually been my second most popular videos after EVE Online. So that might be the next thing I'm going to jump into, is maybe something like that. So I'm thinking of like playing a game maybe for like a week or so with the time that I have, and then posting a review, maybe like a first impressions and then a review in the following week, just to give like a complete idea of a game. So like, for example, Endless Legend here, which I'm playing, if I did something along those lines, I would, in the previous weekend, give like a first impressions video, and then after playing it for about a week, kind of give a final verdict on it. And it's not going to be playing the game to completion, it's just going to be playing the game with kind of the time that I have and seeing what I think of it. So that's a third idea, which I'm thinking. So anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Please let me know in the comments what you would like or what might be of interest to you. I know a lot of you from EVE Online, you're like, hey man, let's make some more EVE Online videos. I'd be open to that idea if there's enough demand, and frankly I could be interested to get back into it again. But I think opening up the space to turn-based strategy games or doing game reviews, as I just mentioned, and space simulation games is other avenues which I may pursue, or maybe all of the above. Maybe I do all of them. Who knows? Time permitting. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave it here. Let me know what you think. Good luck, and I really hope I can do some more videos in the future. I'm hoping so. Let's take a little more stability here. We're heading in the right direction, and as things get settled down, maybe I can keep things a little more consistent and really grow the channel. So take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.